Hello, YouTube. Welcome to your channel. This isn't my channel. This is yours. I'm doing this for you folks. And this is for we the people. Um, I got to thinking after, you know, looking on the uh, media and my sources of information, how the government, with the administration that we have, has affected so many people. I'm in the medical profession, and yes, it's affected me also. And I'm going to tell you how. About 4 to 5 years ago, Elizabeth Warren, who's on the board of Bose, put in uh, a bill to change the description of hearing aids. That's what I do. I help people hear through amplification. Let me explain what that means. Um, when you'd go to a store, you probably had seen them laying around or advertised in a magazine where for 39, 59, 75 bucks, they would sell you a personal amplifier and you'd be able to hear a pin drop. Well, if you had normal hearing, yeah, you could hear a pin drop. But for the hearing impaired, no. It's not a prescribed fit. That's like somebody who needed glasses and you gave them a magnifying glass to make it bigger. That's not going to work. It has to be prescribed. There has to be a test, and the magnification through the glasses had to be set at their prescription. That's why one person can't wear another person's glasses and see clearly. The same thing with hearing aids. But with Elizabeth Warren being on Bose's board, thought it would be a benefit because Bose was doing it, and a lot of Oriental, the Chinese, Japanese, and Koreans were building personal amplifiers or just things that made it loud, like a magnifying glass. They made it loud to be able for hunters or somebody with normal hearing to have enhanced hearing. So they tried to come into the United States and say they were hearing aids. My profession fought it. The reason being because there was nobody to do an outer ear examination, to look in the ear, to make sure there was no medical conditions of the ear, a wax blockage, the ear being plugged up with earwax. Many a times people think they're losing their hearing and it's as simple as an earwax plug, which is removed, the hearing comes back. A perforation or hole in the eardrum happens many of times. Then they'll take the ear, they will cut behind it and graft skin from the neck and put it over the hole. It will heal and no more ear infections, things like this. And people who have ear infections, otitis media, where you have a buildup of pus behind the eardrum and the people can't hear. A little bit of penicillin or antibiotics clears that up, hearing comes back, rather than sell them or fit them with hearing aids. So we fought it. The profession fought it for 4 years. With this administration, they let Elizabeth Warren's bill pass. 4 months ago, now they have got to where they passed it, and these people with these personal amplifiers are saying, hey, we got hearing aids. You don't have to be tested. You can be in and out in 5 minutes and have yourself a set of hearing aids. You'll be able to hear better. That is a most false statement that could be made. The people, I've had many patients come in, said they tried 4 and 5 of those personal amplifiers or hearing aids, and it didn't work. They couldn't hear clearly. It just made things loud, especially the background noise. So when they came out, it's called the OTC, over the counter, OTC. So when they did that, they with the advertisement by the liberal media about don't pay all that money to be fitted. Come down to Walmart, come to Walgreens, come to whatever, and get yourself a set of hearing aids at a fraction of the cost that you would pay a professional. So again, this was a problem to the public. They were deceived to think that these inexpensive amplification devices would have them hearing better. It helped them hear noise better, but as far as the recognition of speech, that didn't happen. When you get help through a professional like me, I've been in this profession for over 30 years, and when you get the help from somebody like me, you get an outer ear examination where I go into your ear with a fiber optic scope, and with the scope you can see what we see as we travel down your ear canal. We'll show you if there's a pluggage of earwax, if there's an infection, hole of the eardrum, any abnormalities like a bonioptosis of the ear. We will let you know that, and we will refer appropriately. Or if your only alternative is amplification, then we will let you try that with a trial period in case you're not happy with it, and you can return it and give it back. So, anyways, what that has done to my profession in a whole in these past 4 months has diverted people needing help to Walmart, has referred people needing help to CVS, to Walgreens, to get them off the shelf, not knowing the degree of amplification they need per frequency. They just make everything loud. And they think, well, I hear more, but it's not clear. I can't understand, because they weren't professionally fitted. When you get professionally fitted, you'll go into this. This is where I test the hearing right here. That's a soundproof booth. I put people in there. This is my audiometer that I can test the hearing with difference of amplification per frequency. And then after the test, I find out if you've got a problem, where it's coming from, how severe it is, and the best help available to you for your condition. Everybody's different. Nobody's the same, okay? That's a fact. Even you can have the same exact loss, okay, and recommend the same exact hearing aid, but everybody's different up here. Nobody's the same, because you have different types of hearing loss at different degrees, at different frequencies. Some hearing losses are conductive. That means the middle ear isn't functioning properly. Or with age, the eardrum has not become taut anymore. It has to be tight, so it vibrates the sound to process the sound into the nerve. If that skin becomes loose, it's not vibrating properly, so the sound becomes a conductive component. Or it could be sensorineural. Sensorineural is the nerve. That's where the sound is processed and sent to the brain. Okay, you need a professional to be able to determine, like I said, if you've got a problem, where it's coming from, how severe it is, and the best help available for you. And there's probably thousands and thousands of different hearing aids for different types of losses. That is our profession, where we decide what would be best for you, the hearing impaired. I know what it's like to live with a hearing impaired person, as I grew up with a father who was hearing impaired. That's what kind of motivated me to get in this profession. I recall when I was a little boy, and I told my mom I was going to go outside and play in the ditch, because I like to catch those little crawdads, and to me they look like little crabs, and I was a little boy, 8 years old, and thought it was funny and cute to have these little crabs in my room. So I asked my mom, can I go out and play in the ditch? And she said, fine. Then my father, who was hearing impaired severely, came and backhanded me across the face, knocked me to the ground. I'm on the floor crying, and Mom says, Larry, why'd you do that? He says, my son will not talk to his mother like that ever again. And she goes, what'd he say? And he says, he will never call you the B-I-T-C-H ever again. But when he found out what I had really said through my mom, he felt ashamed. He felt that he had done wrong. He loved and hugged me and apologized. But what he did, the psychological part of it, he started excluding himself from conversations, especially when we would say dinner and you wanted him to pass the roast beef. say, "Hey, Dad, can you pass me the dish?" He'd go, "Fish, we're having beef." And we'd all laugh. I was 8 years old. My brothers and sisters, they were young. We thought Dad was crazy, you know. I said, no. So what happened is he excluded himself from conversations because he no longer trusted what he heard. So eventually, we thought Dad had Alzheimer's because we realized he wasn't crazy. He just wasn't processing what we were saying. And back in the 60s, you didn't know and understand hearing loss. So we took him, found out Dad had hearing loss, and he got proper amplification and said he wished he wouldn't have waited so long. Was really glad he made the move to get the help. But anyways, this is how the government's attacked my profession. And they're attacking the banks, they're attacking the trucking, the farmer, everybody, because they're getting a little bit of money from here and there from us, we the people. We the people pay our government to keep us smooth running. They're our employees, but they're not acting that way. They're acting like dictators, kings, want to tell us what we can and can't do, want to get into our businesses, practices. I mean, I looked at during the pandemic how many barbershops closed down, restaurants closed down because of what they were forcing with all their mandates, all their control. And even still today, they haven't stopped. They're coming out with new viruses and new this and new that. I've never seen a virus last more than a season. Because next year, when the virus season would come around, it'd be a different strain. But all of a sudden, because this COVID is such a, it's like the word like cancer, it put people in fear. And you don't want to live in fear, folks. You know, it's a bad thing that they're doing to our country. And I just wanted to let you guys know I'm going through the same pain. My practice, my business, my paycheck, my livelihood has been affected also. And that's why I wanted to put this together to help everybody, we the people of the United States. I'm doing this for us. And hopefully somebody will pick up the ball because I'm 64. Retirement's coming, and hopefully I can enjoy it. But the way it's looking, that's why my prepping has doubled to get ready for SHTF. And if it happens, I'm going to be close to being ready. But you know what? You can be the best prepper in the world. Like I have a brother who has thousands and thousands of rounds of ammunition. I said, you plan on having a war? Or are you going to get these shells to barter with? And he goes, no, I'm going to fight them. I said, well, you live in a double-wide mobile home. Just takes one RPG to come in your door and you're done. So, you know, or an EMP. You know, I know nothing about nuclear warheads except for they're dangerous to the public. And these people that's got the power to push the button, do you really, really want to trust a man who's incompetent to be able to trust him to protect us? We the people? No, no. We need to get somebody in there that's sharp. But again, I just wanted to be able to tell you folks that I too am being affected in my profession by our government wrongfully, and they're deceiving the public to do this. And I will one day, hopefully, be able to say, man, that worried me, but I don't fear. You know, the good book tells us not to fear, for he is with us. Reminds me of the story of Jesus of being out with the fishermen out in the boat. Now these guys have been on the water for years. They've seen rough waters, and they should be able to handle it. But what happened? Storm came up, and it was pretty rough. Now they all are disciples. They all should know that's the Son of God in the back of our boat sleeping. And that storm came up, and they all feared. They all got scared and screamed at Jesus, wake up, we're going to die for sure, help. Jesus got up, and he goes, we have little faith. And he stood up, and he said, peace be still. And the water became glass. How's your faith? You got to trust. You have the Lord in your heart, keep him in your house, and you get a peace. No matter what that snake does, that evil people that we have in our country right now, we're one nation under God. We are supposed to be a people. We're self-governed. We're supposed to be able to love each other no matter what your color is. Martin Luther King said, to judge a man by the character of his heart, not the color of his skin. And that's a true statement. And we all need to practice that. So when you get home, hug and love your wife, your husband, your kids, your neighbors. Get out and try it one day. Just try it one day to be nice to everybody you see, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much of a strain you have on your life. Try to be a good person and just wish them the best. And even these people that have all that evil and hate in them, pray for them. Pray that God changes them, because the power of prayer is stronger than the American vote. So I recommend that, love one another. That's what it makes it happen, is we the people, the United States. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. We are the United States of America. Remember, we were these little 13 colonies going up against the great British armies that took over countries that were well formed already. And they came after us 13 colonies. But with God's grace and plenty of prayers and faith, we defeated them. And look how great we've become. America changed the world. Look how far we've come in the past 125 years, to where we were horse and buggy. Now we've sent people to the moon. Now we have artificial intelligence, which that's a whole new topic in its way. That's the demon that's coming after us. Anyways, that's another topic. But anyways, God bless. I wish everybody the best day. I wished I could give you more information today to help you in your pains and sufferings that you're going through. But again, I feel your pain too. I know what we're going through. And I'm going to every day try to post something, try to dig up more information than I can to help you. One more thing. I want to real quick just show you what an outer ear examination is. I had remembered after I'd clicked off that I've got a hole that was made in my eardrum, and I want to be able to show you what it looks like and what consists of an outer ear examination, so you understand more about what it takes to have an evaluation and what we have to see and the conditions of my right ear. But anyways, here's a real quick clip of me doing an outer examination on myself. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like inside the ear. This is my right ear. I had damage when I went scuba diving, but the hole is healed now. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now up and around the curve. Okay, there's my eardrum. If you notice the big black dot, that is the hole that was in it. But see how it shines in the center? That is skin that has grown in there. The two white dots, that's what a calcium deposit on the eardrum looks like. Now I'm going to show you my other ear, which is a healthy eardrum. Now that is a healthy eardrum. It's nice and clear. The lens is starting to fog up a little bit, but you'll notice the middle ear bone that goes from very center up to 12 o'clock. That's a healthy eardrum. That's what we want to see when we go into somebody's ear. Anyways, I hope this has been informative and it's giving you an insight on seeing how this government affects other people and their livelihoods and lifestyle. But anyways, I thought I came up with a pretty good idea. I've created a email where you can send pictures, your story, your phone number if you want to do a conversation on this channel. And we'll talk about what you're going through, what your experiences are. I'll post your pictures on my channel or on our channel and put you out there so everybody can see what's going on in your neck of the woods, how well you're doing or bad you're doing, however. So it's Uncle Pete Prepping at yahoo.com. Again, that's Uncle Pete Prepping at yahoo.com. Send your comments, or you can leave comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll keep you posted on everything that's upcoming and going. And here pretty soon, the next video or two, I'm going to show you folks some of the prepping I've done. Some of the things that I'm doing as far as being able to survive the SHTF. So, again, I wish everybody the best. May the good Lord lay his hands on you and keep you safe. Until next time, I'll see you later.